This video is for you if you're completely alone but surrounded by people. When everything in your life is falling apart, who do you call? You have followers, you have likes, you have endless notifications. But who do you trust with the parts of yourself that never make it online? When you need a real conversation, a real connection, who's on the other end of the line? You may know we're Creator Vacation last week, but not how your closest friend is actually doing. Imagine having 2,000 followers, dozens of group chats, and still having nobody to call when life falls apart. That's the strange reality millions of people are facing in 2026. We're living in the most connected era in human history, yet loneliness is reaching record levels. Friendships that once lasted decades now disappear in months. Conversations are shorter, attention spans are weaker, and somehow, the platforms that promise to bring us together may be pushing us further apart than ever before. But here's the scary part. This isn't happening by accident. The systems controlling what you see every day may be quietly reshaping how friendship itself works. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the biggest threat to your relationships might be sitting in your pocket right now. Part 1. Friendship before algorithms. For most of human history, friendships were built through proximity. You saw the same people every day, at school, at work, in neighborhoods, in communities. Relationships grew slowly. Awkward conversations became inside jokes. Shared experiences became memories, and memories became lifelong bonds. Friendship wasn't optimized. It wasn't measured. It wasn't competing against millions of pieces of content every minute. Human connection simply happened because people spent time together. Then came social media. At first, it seemed magical. You could stay connected with everyone. No distance, no limits. But then something changed. Social platforms stopped being social and became algorithmic. Part 2. The algorithm doesn't care about friendship. Here's a question. What is the goal of a friendship? Trust? Support? Shared experiences? Now ask yourself, what is the goal of an algorithm? Attention. That's it. The longer you stay on the platform, the more money it makes. And attention is often captured not by meaningful relationships, but by emotional stimulation, outrage, drama, envy, validation. Algorithms learn something about human psychology. A close friend sending a normal update is less exciting than a controversial stranger creating emotional reactions. So gradually, your feed became less about your friends and more about whatever keeps you scrolling. Without realizing it, many people now know more about internet influencers than they do about the lives of their own friends. Think about that. Part 3. Friends became content. This is where things get strange. Social media didn't just change communication. It changed how we view each other. Every photo, every achievement, every relationship update, every vacation, every milestone becomes content. And once people become content, comparison becomes unavoidable. Suddenly, friendship isn't just friendship anymore. Who has the better life? Who gets more likes? Who looks happier? Even when we don't consciously think this way, the comparison machine never stops running. And comparison is one of the fastest ways to poison genuine connection, because it's difficult to deeply connect with someone you're constantly measuring yourself against. Part 4. The death of presence. One of the most damaging effects is something almost invisible. Partial attention. Think about the last time you met friends. How many times did someone check their phone? How many moments were interrupted by notifications? How often did conversations compete with screens? The algorithm follows people everywhere now. Even when you're physically together, part of your attention remains somewhere else. Waiting, scrolling, checking, refreshing. Friendship requires presence. Part 5. The loneliness paradox. Here's the biggest irony. People have never had more ways to communicate, yet many have never felt more alone. Because communication and connection are not the same thing. 1,000 views are not support. A viral post is not companionship. Real friendship involves vulnerability, listening, trust, shared experiences. Algorithms are excellent at delivering information, but terrible at creating genuine human bonds. And the more time people spend consuming relationships online, the less time they often spend building them offline. What happens next? As artificial intelligence becomes more integrated into social platforms, Algorithms will become even better at predicting what keeps people engaged. The feeds will become smarter, more personalized, more addictive, more difficult to leave. And if we're not careful, we may slowly trade authentic relationships for endless digital stimulation. The truth is, social media isn't evil. Algorithms aren't villains. They're tools. But tools designed to maximize attention will never naturally prioritize friendship. That's our responsibility. Real friendships still exist, but they require something algorithms can never provide: your time, your attention, and your presence. So, after this video ends, instead of opening another app, maybe send a message, make a call, meet someone in person, because one day you might realize that the people who truly mattered were buried underneath years of endless scrolling. And by then, the algorithm won't care, but you will. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more life-changing insights.